What's going on, guys? Good morning. It is Tuesday, April 2nd, and we are heading out for our long run this week. We are going to go ahead and do our long run at J.D. Dickinson Park here in Florida, which is the site of my upcoming 50K later this month on the 27th. This is a completely unplanned run in terms of duration and length. The goal is just to get out there on the course. I've got nothing else planned today except for going to the pool right after this. So the goal is at least 2 hours, but I've got plenty of calories, plenty of fluids. I've got my car here parked to make a stop if I need to, and I'm just going to go ahead, run as much as I need to, hike if I want to, walk as much as I need to, and just go ahead and enjoy my time out there on the course and hopefully get a couple miles under my belt. So I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. I'll let you know how we're doing after about 5K. Alrighty, gang, here we are for 5K in. Average 10:47 for the first 5K. Second 5K is going to be a little bit slower because I'm starting here walking off. I'm not going to stop the clock. Oh, we're slowly feeling better and worse at the same time. Honestly, I woke up feeling, body felt pretty crappy, but mentality felt pretty good. So just really wanted to get the run started, just get out of my own head, get moving, and then see how the body goes from there, and just, again, take the long run accordingly, see what we've got, and go from there. So we're starting to feel a little bit better. It's a little hotter than it looked on paper. It's supposed to be high 70s, mid 80s, with a little bit of humidity. Been a mild winter, so still getting acclimated to the heat, but enjoying it. We're a little over a half hour in, so baseline is 2 hours. So if we base it on being 1/4 of the way through, we're feeling pretty good. So let's just keep it up. Still got plenty of snacks, plenty of stuff to keep me motivated. So let's just keep on moving. This is John Dickinson Park. Not a lot going on here, just kind of baking in the sun. So let's keep it moving. I'll check in with you guys at 6.2. Woo! Alrighty, gang. Oops. Just under 10K into it. I got 0.06. I figured I would just go ahead and record now. Got a nice patch of sugar sand here, so we're reduced to a walk. Really no point in trying to run on that sugar sand. You're gonna waste more energy than it's worth. All right, so we're an hour and 8 minutes into it. I decided I was gonna go at least 2 hours. So if I turn around now, I'll hit 2:15. And we're happy with the pace. We're happy with the effort. Still feeling pretty good though. Haven't dipped into my Coke, which has always picked me up. I got a couple of snickerdoodles I'm about to get into. Looks like there's some shade ahead, so I'm gonna go take a little 5er, recollect, maybe pop the shoes off and do another 5K. Right now it's an out and back, so every time I go 5K, that means we add 10K to the total. So we are gonna go at least 30K today. Feeling good, guys. Feeling a little bit better than I did earlier. It's definitely pretty fucking hot, but we're gonna keep going, one foot in front of the other. Thank you, guys. I love you. Let's check in at 15K. Alrighty, gang. We are 15K in. That's 9.3 miles. Of course, 3.1 miles for 5K. Woo! Last 5K. Holy smokes. A lot of climbing. A lot of my old friend sugar sand. So pace was like 13:23, maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower. About 40 or 50 minutes, can't remember, for the 5K. So we are definitely glad we're doing some course recon here, keeping our pace for race day well within reason, learning our hard-earned lessons from our marathon last month, not biting off more than we can chew, and just really looking forward to enjoying the race and the experience. So I'm going to go ahead and cap the run here. We're at 9.3 miles, 15K, straight out and back. So we're going to go ahead and turn it around. I've got my shoes on my feet now. I was going barefoot for a little bit there, which worked out really well with the sugar sand, but unfortunately caught a burr in my big toe. Definitely didn't feel very comfortable. I meant to pack my running sand shoes, or sand socks rather, basically just socks with a hard plastic end that make it really good for running in these conditions on a trail like this, where there's, a lot of sand, but also a lot of sticks and burrs and whatnot. Unfortunately, just couldn't find them this morning. Could have stopped to grab my other pair at work. Didn't think of it at the time. So we're living with the decisions we made and learning lessons for next time. So we're going to take a nice easy 5K. I'll check in with you guys at 12K and then 20K. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up the pace for the last 10K where the ground hardens up again and I can put some speed on the legs. All right, guys, let's keep after it. Woo! All right, ladies and gents, we are feeling it now. Glad we did not plan on having a specific pace or mileage for this one. The last 10K here, the last 6 miles, all sugar sand, man. All sugar sand. A lot of elevation. Wasn't able to see that on the course, no problem. That's why we planned it out. Fortunately, looks like I have just enough fluids to make it through. So glad we turned around when we did. Also feeling like a real trail runner now. Picked up some sticks to use going up and down hills here. Definitely can see how that'll help. Definitely going to purchase a pair for the next time we come out here to JD. Feeling really good. Hurting in a good way. The heart rate is starting to climb. Definitely something to be said here for doing this run in the hottest part of the day with no additional, fluid support. Could really use some ice or some cold water or really just anything to switch out my pack and, get some cold fluids down my throat. But that's what we got for now. The soft sand should be over in a little under a quarter mile here. Hopefully pick up some pace a little bit, get some tempo effort in, or really just anything above 12:30 per mile. Last 5K was about 42 minutes. So keep it on, keep it on. We're feeling good. Still getting ready to swim after this later today. Feeling good. Let's keep it up, guys. All right, gang. We made it. I didn't check in at 25K. I was moving and grooving. Just wanted to keep it on, and just get back to the car. Make sure I can get back to my fluids, grab some extra snacks. Feeling really good. The mileage was perfect for today. The perfect challenge for where we're at. Feeling great, in good spirits, a little fatigued, but not really tired. We're going to go home, give Poe a little walk, give him a little love, rest up a little bit, and then we're going to take it to the pool. All right, peeps, we made it. It's just before 6 o'clock here, still on Tuesday. Just pulled up here at LA Fitness. Let's go get a little swim in. Don't really know what I have in the tank. I have swam a lot the last few days, as well as surfed the last couple days. And I'm not good at surfing, so when I go out there, it's a lot of paddling, and a lot of falling, and a lot of getting crushed. So, body's feeling it, but we're here. We're going to start the warm-up. We're going to get it done. We're just going to see how the swim takes us and see how many miles we get in. Alrighty, guys. Last time checking in here with our long training day post. 30K run, 18.6 mile run, and now officially 3,500 yard swim. Unfortunately, as mentioned in the last clip, I didn't get to start the swim until 6 in the afternoon. If I had gotten started a little bit earlier, I definitely would have pushed it to 5,000 or 6,000 yards. I felt really, really good in the pool. The yardage was coming easily, but just timing and stress-wise, I had to cap it at 3,500 yards. So that's the swim right there. It took me 55 minutes in moving time. In reality, I was there probably for an hour and a half. That's why I had to get moving. I gave myself a self-dedicated timeline of 7:30. That's when I had to get out of the pool deck. But let's go ahead. Before I cap this video, I wanted to show you guys a couple of things that I look at when I analyze my workouts, kind of like what I did post-marathon and pre-marathon. So let's go ahead, get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and hit the analyze button. And the first thing I'm going to look at here, guys, I'm going to click the entire workout here on the right-hand side. So we ran for 3 hours, 43 minutes, 46 seconds. And I'm going to go ahead off the bat and show all of the metrics and then go ahead and take them out one by one so you guys can kind of see what I look at right off the bat. So cadence, I don't care too much about cadence, especially in this regard because it was a trail run, doesn't really matter. Also very variable, so I'm going to go ahead and hide that. Elevation, we'll keep the elevation for now. First thing I'm going to look at is my heart rate. So that is, of course, the beats per minute. That's going to be the red line. So if we wanted to hide, we can go ahead and hide others. All right, so the heart rate, pretty clear here. Starts off nice and low in the beginning. 99 and 102, builds up nice and consistently, goes up with a hill likely here if I were to show the elevation, and never really gets too high. It starts to climb at 140 towards the end, which is really like my zone 1, maybe lower end zone 2. But what I like to look at with the heart rate, especially for a trail run like this, we're going to go ahead and show the elevation as well, and the temperature, especially the temperature in South Florida. It climbed up to like 90 degrees, 95 degrees, real feel. And we can see, yep, in the beginning, temperature wasn't too high, about 88 degrees Fahrenheit was my watch thought. Probably was a little cooler than that, but it doesn't really matter. Point is, it started to get hotter. Watch read it as 102, so that's a difference of 14 degrees. Not what it really was, but point being, it was a difference between here, which is like 2 in the afternoon, and 11 in the morning. And then the last thing I wanted to look at is show my pace, but really not much to see with the pace here. As you can tell, it's going to go up and down, up and down, up and down with the elevation. But what we can do now is go ahead and look at our individual 5Ks and see what was going on there. But before I do that, again, I've got the entire workout. We're looking here at the right-hand side of the screen. We've got the full workout, so we averaged 12:03 minutes per mile. NGP means normalized graded pace, so that accounts for the elevation, but it doesn't account for surface. So sand is still going to make your pace go up quite a bit. The next number here is the PA to heart rate. That's your pace to your heart rate coupling. These are all values from a book by, the name is escaping me right now, an incredible coach out in California. I'll put the name in quotes above here. Incredible book, Triathlon Training 2.0. That's where I get my basis of where I use all my metrics. So 21.85, that's actually really not good in a general sense. You really want that to be between 5 and 10%. What that means is that your pace was efficient for your baseline heart rate. So that number is going to be a little skewed off the bat because 1, it was a trail run, and 2, it was a trail run with soft sand. So not too worried about the 21.85, and I'll show you guys why. All right, first lap. So got it perfect 5K here. Not all of my laps were perfect. I wasn't too diligent with my timing, but here we go. So this is exactly what we're looking at here. So we ran at a 10:52 pace, nice and slow, really easy, plenty of walking. And here we see that pace to heart rate coupling, nice and low. That's exactly what we want. That means that we ran at that 10:52 pace incredibly efficiently, which we can see down here when we scroll down. Our average heart rate for that section was 102. A lot of people walk around at 102, so to be able to run at a 10:52 pace with some walking thrown in, pretty good as far as I'm concerned in terms of a very, very low effort workout. Alrighty, so with that being said, let's move on to the second effort. Stopped the watch a little bit late, so we've got a little over a 5K. And again, we're going to see here, this is what we're looking at, 11:54 normalized graded pace, so a little bit slower on that second 5K, and the heart rate was about the same, excuse me. And so that's why that coupling is going to go up a little bit, because we had the same heart rate, but a higher pace. So something's got to give. It's going to jump up to about 10%. And that, again, is something that we just kind of monitor as we keep in mind the type of terrain and type of conditions we're running in. So the third 5K, similar situation, stopped it a little bit early by mistake. Now we got the pace was actually a little bit slower, but the heart rate got a little bit higher. So you might be asking, well, why is your coupling negative now? Well, it was actually an efficient run, which is actually in the negatives. You can go below 0. Efficient in some regards because of the elevation gain and loss here. So again, Training Peaks is awesome because it's accounting for so many of those variables. All right, and then on to the fourth lap. So now we're getting really slow, 17:46. Sorry, that was just for a quarter mile. Again, trouble with the lap counter. All right, so this is more representative of it. We could do, it was about here to here if we wanted to manually select that. There we go, 3.34, so close to it. Okay, 15 minutes per mile, 5% decoupling, perfect. So that's kind of exactly where we want to be. Average heart rate, 124, good. So that's a very good training value for us right now for what we're going for in terms of the training stimulus we're trying to evoke to get ready for our upcoming race. Then the second to last 5K here, or no, sorry, that's the last one we did. And then the last effort I didn't stop at 25K or 15 miles. I just ran it straight through. So we have a 10K effort here instead. And this, again, is where the sand stopped for the most part, and we were able to run on some more level ground. So here we're going to see that pace decoupling looking pretty good because we were able to bump that pace a little bit faster compared to the couple earlier miles, but not quite as fast as compared to the beginning, likely because of the heat of the day and obviously just fatigue of having 15 miles under the belt at that point. But the fact that we're able to have that number anywhere near 5% is good in the long run. Again, really considering how much the weather, the sun took a toll on me. I'm definitely a little bit darker, definitely caught some sun that day, maybe got sunburnt a little bit. So again, a huge training stimulus, a lot of different stimuli in terms of the sand, the sun, the length, calories, yada, 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 that really made this such a good effort. All right, so that's what we're looking at in terms of breaking down how the course was. Now, so I was able to do this at a total heart rate for the entire run of, let's go ahead and check that one last time. All right, 117. So 117 and an average pace of 12:02. So factoring in for the graded pace, 12:03. So basically spot on. Pretty darn good. Assuming we're going to race at a slightly higher heart rate, maybe in the 120s to 130s, can assume we're going to be at a slightly lower pace. Only a few more miles to do on the race day, add in the adrenaline. So long as I don't blow up, with this effort alone, I'm on pace for a top 10 finish. Can almost assume a top 5 finish, maybe even a podium if I bump the effort up just a little bit. We just have to race smart. So we're going to go ahead and sign off here. That's the analysis for the training run. We're not going to do any analysis for the swim. Wasn't very quality swim. We were just trying to get some mileage in there. So we're going to cap it there. Thank you guys for joining me. It was a great workout day. Really glad to get it in. And thank you guys for joining me. I love you, and I'll see you guys next time.